Hello, welcome to the Premier League breakdown today. Today we're going to look at 2025-2026 season again, but we're going to be looking at last season to see the runner-up and the champions of last season, which is going to be Liverpool, of course Arsenal, and they've done a lot of signing this season. I mean that they are very, very prepared, and that is the reason why the Premier League this season is going to be absolutely banger, because we're going to see what we've not seen before. Because all the teams are now signings and making changes in their squad. And today we're going to take a look at Arsenal and Liverpool, what they've got, take a look at this big seven and take a look at this big six, what they have in the market, what can they produce and at the end of the season. So this is what they are getting into, and so we're going to start with Arsenal squad, and we're gonna got a lot of big signings, a lot of big changes for Arsenal. I mean, like, there's so much entertainment coming on August 15, starting on August 15, there's so much entertainment. So Arsenal being the runner-up, and of course, always maybe like bottling the league, has to make some very, very good changes this season. And if you take a look at all the players from here, starting from Saka, Noni Madueke, and of course, Viktor Gyökeres, this is the main player we're gonna be looking at, because if he's going to turn up, he's going to be very, 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 very important for us now. And of course, he's going to make a lot of changes, a lot of goals, 39 goals for the Sporting CP. And if he brings this on to Arsenal, it's going to be a very, very good something for them. And of course, we talk about Trossard, Jesus suffering so much injuries last season. And of course, Saka as well, with a lot of injuries. And again, we're going to talk about Noni Madueke. Noni Madueke, coming from Chelsea with 7 goals, has already experience with the Premier League. So I'm sure he's going to be a very, very good help to Saka and of course Gyökeres. And we're gonna have Kai Havertz as well, which is probably gonna be on top form this season, because he didn't really perform that much last season. But hopefully this season he's gonna be something different. Of course, why not Martinelli? We take a look at Saka scoring just few goals last season because of injuries. And you know, when Saka was on injury, there's actually no one to really back or cover him up. That's why I think Arsenal was really, really lacking last season with his injuries and everything. You know, I think it's a very important player in the club. And of course, we're going to take a look as well. Jesus, injury-prone player, having just 3 goals for Arsenal. But still, we're looking up to be like a very good backup this season with the coming of Gyökeres. And I think some players perform because, you know, when there are some signings. But I'm looking at the Arsenal squad, what they have, the big 7. And this is the second player, no? And let's take a look at the third player, which is, of course, the main person. They have chased this guy for long, and the saga was not easy at all, but finally they got him into the club. Viktor Gyökeres really actually wanted Arsenal, and of course, coming to Arsenal, we believe he's going to be a very, very good impact to the team. And of course, he's going to bring a lot of changes. He's a cool guy, a cool finisher, very good control. If you watch his game, he controls the ball with a lot of pace. Like, it's so much amazing and beautiful to watch. I think it's a very, very big victory for Arsenal. I mean, having Viktor Gyökeres over other clubs. And so this is so far what Arsenal is having to compete with in this season. And of course, Noni Madueke from Chelsea as well, with a lot of experience from Premier League already. I think Noni Madueke is going to be of good help for Arsenal as well. And then we talk about Jesus. We talk about Martinelli. Martinelli, very good, absolutely very well. I mean, if you watch the way he played last season, he carried the club so much so that they got to this level. With the injuries of Saka, he was very, very important to the club. And I think Martinelli, with a combination of Noni and Gyökeres, are going to be a perfect match this season. And of course, Kai Havertz as well, injury pronto, and he's also sometimes suffering a lot of injuries, but I think he's also going to do very good this season with the teams they are bringing all together. I think this big 6 of Arsenal are going to be very, very helpful. Why not Trossard? Of course, he's a very, very good player. Everyone knows, like, he plays very well. I love the way he controls the wing, and then he keeps the ball, the pace. I think he's going to actually really work well with Viktor Gyökeres, because the way he plays, he kind of like, he needs someone to collaborate with. He needs someone to be a very, very good finisher. And I mean, with someone who can finish like Viktor Gyökeres, I think it's going to be a very good pair with Trossard. And we talk about Liverpool this time. Liverpool, the champions of the Premier League last season. Take a look at what they have got. 7 big men here to challenge the title again. Looking at this, I'm not going to predict that these guys are going to go below 3rd position. I mean, Mohamed Salah, he's still really on top form. No one expected that with the signing, of course, Hugo Ekitiké and Wirtz. Looking at this big seven, I think I still can give them the title this season. But let's see what they're going to bring on with this big squad, starting from Gakpo and up to Ben, the young star from Liverpool. And let's see what they can offer to us this season. But first, let's talk about Mohamed Salah himself, the king. Last season, no one expected him to be playing what he played, but coming up with 29 goals is something different. I mean, from this guy, he was absolutely a very big problem to all the defenders in the Premier League. Mohamed Salah, kudos to him. He did very well. And now they went ahead to sign Hugo Ekitiké, and of course from Frankfurt. We expect him to do a lot because he actually really did better last season in the Bundesliga. But with the coming of Ekitiké, a lot of players have been asking this guy, Hugo, and of course he chose Liverpool. If he chose Liverpool, that means he has a lot to offer for Liverpool. So Hugo is going to be a very big and important player with the absence of Luis Diaz and of course Diogo Jota, who just passed away, may his soul rest in peace. And so he's going to be a very big, he has a lot of impact on this club this season so far. Then we look at Wirtz as well, very good player for Liverpool. I think with these signings, I think Liverpool still want to keep the title this season. So if you want to compare the runner-up and this Liverpool squad with what they have signed, I don't think if Arsenal has to win this league, they need to be very more than serious. And I think they need to step up their game as much as they can to be able to defeat these guys, Hugo, Mohamed Salah, Wirtz, and of course we've got Núñez, Darwin Núñez as well. Kind of on and off, though he wants to leave the club, but still, I think so far nothing has been said or no agreement yet. And I think he's going to stay back. And if he stays back, of course, he's going to play a very big role as well and then help the club to move forward. And we've got Gakpo. Gakpo was very important for the club. No one can deny that. Last season, Mohamed Salah firing, Gakpo as well, of course, stepping up. And so with this coming of Hugo and Wirtz, I think they really have a very strong squad, backup, first 11 and everything. And then we're going to look at very interesting player for Liverpool. He's going to turn up. I mean, these are players that have proven that they can actually do something great in the Premier League, and that's why I take a look at this kind of club, going after them. I mean, Chiesa is going to be, I think, a very good player for Liverpool as well. We've got Doak. Doak coming from the young stars of Liverpool is going to be, of course, a good help to the team, and this is all the big seven of Liverpool. And now let's look at the goals that Arsenal scored last season. Let's take a look at what they had last season, the big seven of Arsenal. Yeah, so they actually scored a total of 80 goals. All of this last season. With them talk about Noni Madueke scoring 7 goals for Chelsea, and Saka was not very okay because of injuries prone to. He had just 6 goals. And of course, we talk about the main player, which is Viktor Gyökeres. We talk about Viktor Gyökeres scoring 39 goals, and of course at 8 goals. Jesus, injury prone to player, 3 goals. And we talk about Martinelli and Kai Havertz, 7 goals respectively. So a total of 80 goals scored by this. Now, what do you think about these players scoring 80 goals and the Liverpool squad as well? Do you think if they're going to combine and share individual goals, they can win the league title this season? Because I think so far, this is the best squad that Arsenal have gotten. Coming to the midfield, they have good players as well, Zubimendi and of course Rice. I think they have this squad. Arsenal should be winning the title with this group of people, with this number of scores they had last season. Saka just needs to step up, praying for no injuries. Noni Madueke as well. Why not Kai Havertz? And of course, it's Viktor Gyökeres. This is the main guy we're looking up to in the attack line for Arsenal, and of Trossard and Martinelli. And then we look at as well what these 2 players are going to bring to Arsenal, because if you look at these 7 guys, these are the only important players like everyone is looking up to, that Arsenal really signed to strengthen the front lines of Arsenal. They really signed these 2 to strengthen the front line, Noni Madueke and Viktor Gyökeres. And last season for Chelsea, I think he already has a lot of Premier League experience, 7 goals. I think it's kind of good. If he steps up in Arsenal, he can go above 10, and why not Viktor Gyökeres? This is the main guy to be looking after, and we believe he has to bring a lot into the game of Arsenal. Now let's look at what Liverpool had last season. 72 goals for all these, the big seven, 72 goals. If you look at what they scored individually, let's look at the big seven of Liverpool. These are the champions. How many goals they scored? 72 goals. And you remember Arsenal scored 80 goals. What they have, all of them combined. Liverpool is having 72 goals from all these squads, starting from then 3 goals and 15 goals from Hugo for Bundesliga, and Eintracht Frankfurt scoring 15 goals in Bundesliga. I think it was something crazy, very good. And of course, we talk about Wirtz as well, 10 goals, and 10 goals for Gakpo, and 5 goals for Darwin Núñez. Talk about the king himself, Mohamed Salah, who scored 29 goals in the Premier League. No one could expect this. No one, because a lot of people already think, Mohamed Salah already is getting tired. But he was something crazy. He was something very, very big trouble to the defense line, and the Premier League, they couldn't even stop him. But kudos to Mohamed Salah for his performance. I think with him and this squad, if they have to do same thing, I believe that Liverpool, no one is going to bother them from maintaining their title. And this is Mohamed Salah's appreciation post, and of course his victory as well. So we just talk about these two, comparing this big six, and comparing them with this big 6 or 7 as well for Liverpool, the title holders, and of course the runner-up of last season. If you take a look at them, looking at the goals and the analysis, what they've got, I believe that Liverpool, with this team front line, I think they can still maintain the title. But Arsenal as well has stepped up. I mean, this is the best squad I've ever witnessed with Arsenal. This is so much better with Gyökeres, Noni, and of course, if Saka doesn't suffer some injury, they're going to be very, very dangerous. But on the other hand, Liverpool as well, so much to offer with Hugo and Wirtz and Mohamed Salah and Gakpo. I think is something that they both are the top contenders of the Premier League this season. Are you staying tuned to see what is coming with Manchester City and Chelsea? The video is going to be dropping soon. What Chelsea have got in the market, what Manchester City, Pep Guardiola is bringing forth to take back his position as the champions of the Premier League, and why not Chelsea as well? Hasn't won the title for long, and think how is he preparing to step up? We're going to be dropping that video soon. But before then as well, we're going to be moving on to Spain to see what Real Madrid has. What is the saga going on there with the Spanish signings? So we're going to be comparing what they've got with Barcelona, Real Madrid has got with Barcelona. So just stay tuned. While we finalize the 2025-2026 Premier League show, the SD GameTalk is going to be bringing you to you more about sports. You're just going to stay tuned and watch more coming to you live.